We have done nearly now everything what has done with the hardware, also inteliPhy monitor. Welcome to our R&M inteliPhy monitor video. We will show you today how to install our R&M hardware like Sensorbar, analyzer. Therefore, first I want to give you some information which tool we need. First of all, we need a Phillips screwdriver, a side cutter which we need, our R&M developed bus wiring tool, and, which is also very helpful, it's a marker. All which I show you today will also be in our installation guide R&M inteliPhy. There you see all the steps which I show you. Good, let's start. What we need is a Sensorbar to add on our patch panel. If you get one of these Sensorbar, you get always these holders. This one will be always on the left side and this one always on the right side. And what you also get, it's one of this bus clip. You will see that later in my presentation. Good. Let's go and install these holders here on one of these patch panels. Good. Now what we want to do is to add a patch panel with these two holders. Always this is right and this is always left. So let's screw it in. So, one on this side, one on the other side. Good. Then next one. Down here, you have to be careful. Good. And the last one over here. So that's it. So we have added the two holders for the Sensorbar. Now what we have to do to add the Sensorbar. And here you have a little bit careful. There are different kind of Sensorbars for different kind of patch panel. That you add always the right one, you have to be careful. Also here you have this side always to be on the left side. The cable has to go down here. So let's see. That I take the right one. So 3, good. And also here you have always to see that it's everything correct and tidy. It has to be a little bit fixed, but not too strong that you have really to push it out like with a lot of energy and power. Then you take this one. Also here you have always to see that you have the cable here. And the last one up here. So now you have added all the Sensorbars to the patch panel. Next thing what we have now to do, it's also to add our analyzer. Good. Also here, what is very important, and I can tell you, to ground them, it's very important. We had some customer, they damaged the analyzer and all the sensor bars because they didn't add it to the earthing system. So, also add this one. Now we have finished the hardware installation on a rack. So the next thing what we have now to do is to make a connection from the bus to the sensor bars that they communicate to the analyzer. Let's do that. Next, what we have to do, it's the cabling. We have to create a cable, like I said, and this should look at the end something like this, where you see some red and black connectors. We have here on both ends two bus terminator, and why? Because otherwise the information would go out and here it's like a circle. That's why you need this bus termination. Also, what you get with this analyzer, you get 3 of these red connector, 2 bus terminators. It will be included when you buy one analyzer. And like you see here, it starts always, like in our access, with 2 red one connector. For the sensor bars, you have the black one, and at the end, you have again the red one with the bus terminator. Good. Therefore, we need cable, like we have it here. Normally, when you have one of these roll here, you have 30 meters. Normally, here it's not a big deal, that's not a big one, but it could be that you go over many cabinets that you can go up to 30 meters of this cable. So, but here you see also there's one red one here. That's very important, this red one. You will see that during my installation of the cable. Good. Then we cut it with the side cutter. Just make it like this. That's how it is. Now I can tell you sometimes you have problems to add these connectors here. Here there are some connectors with a really small dot. That's very important. There's an arrow here, and this arrow has to be here on this red strip. If not, you will have some problems. Also, a problem can be the cable. The cutting is sometimes not so good, or it has a really bend or something like that. Then I give you really a good hint. Just take again here and cut it like this. Something like this. That's maybe easier to add the connector into this cable. So now how to add this. You have to see like this red has to be always inside. Also it means here inside of the sensor bar. It should be never like this. It should be always here. So now you have to add them. It's not even always easy. Like I said, it's really sometimes a little bit strange. But you see now, and you have always to start with a red one. This will be at the end here. And then next you have to add a black, 3 black ones, a red one for here, and for the termination again. When you have done this, the cable should look like this. Like I say, at the end, a red one, 3 black one, a red one for the analyzer, and an end red one. This is how to build it up. And now we have to really add them here and to fix it correctly. Use our bus wiring tool. We connect the connectors to the bus cable and terminate them. You have to be careful that you connect it correctly and then don't damage the cable. First we start with the red and like then the black one here. The next one till we have all these connectors connected. So now we have finished the cable and now add it here on the analyzer, on the sensor bar. Good. Now what we also do, we have now these clips. Good. We take this clip and protect them here on the side. So actually now the hardware is now installed. What we have now to do here, it's now also to configure it. This analyzer we have now to power. What we do normally when we go to customer or there, we take 1 or 2 cable. The important thing is these cables, like here. These are RG45 cables with 2 RFID tags. You can add this RFID tag on R&M patch cable. There are 2 information in it. It is a unique number and what kind of cable it is. Here it is a RG45. So I add them here. Then I take another one. Also here it's still an RG45. Then I make another connection. I make now one from down here up here. Good. Now to see if this is working, this cabling and everything this, I have now to power on the analyzer. Therefore, I have now to add power on it. Good. Now we have done the connected here. We powered up everything. You see here green lights are indicating that the sensor bar are working fine. What you also see that we have here some connection to really make it a real good check here if everything is working and also recognize these RFID tags over the sensor bar. Just press here the function button. And you see here there are red lights under each of these connections. Also, you will see that here on the analyzer, it will be shown here. It says here we have 3 sensor bars, 120 ports and 4 connections. So these indicate for me that this analyzer and everything here is working fine. So I push here the function button, go back Good. What we have now to do as next is now to configure the sensor bars with the analyzer. Therefore, we need a connection. The analyzer has a standard IP address from the factory, which is 10.0.0.199. So we connect now a PC here with our analyzer. Now what we also have to do here, to check the IP address and open a browser. Here I put in also the IP address of the analyzer. In our case here, it's written up here 10.0.0.150. I gave it in, and you see here there's a connection here, and say advanced, and say proceed. Good. Now we are on the screen. Now he requests a username and a password. Standard username and standard password. For that it's admin. So I give it in. So here you get a status about an analyzer. It tells also here how many sensor bar we have. It shows also the number of how good is the connections here. Here it's also important, if you have more than 2-3% of analyzer bus packet error, then it's something not correct with the cabling. When you start it up at the beginning, it can be that it's higher. But if you sometimes make a refresh here, it should already goes down. You see that goes already down, and it takes a while till everything is synchronized and it's working well. Good. What you also can do here, of course, to recognize the sensor bar, and that's the most important part here. You see here, there are the 3 sensor bar. What you have now to tell them are on which position it is on the rack. You see, you have to tell and to give each rack needs an ID. And this ID we can give only once. Here we gave the rack ID 5, and now we want to see where are the sensor bar on which high of the rack. Therefore, you can go here and say LED on. And you see now LED on, you see it here now, the lights are coming up. So now you can count 1, 2, 3, 4. This is on position 4 in the rack 5. So therefore you have to go here and to tell them it's on position 4. Because I said 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Then we stop this. Then we go to the next one. And here it comes up. It's now 1, 2, 3. So we have to add the number 3 here in it on the rack U. 3. Good. Then we stop the blinking again, and the last one, you see now, that's the last one, it's on position 1 and 2. So we add here in this as well rack unit 2 or U high 2. What you also can do is to add a remote display. We don't have this. A remote display, it's used when you have more racks, one on this side and one on this side, and you want to see also the information from this side. Then you have a remote display. Then you have to configure also here in this configuration of the analyzer. What is of course important, when you do an installation, you have to add the IP address of the customer's IP range. Also there you have to give in IP address, subnet mask, or also the default gateway. If you have done this, then you can save it. What is also important here, it's SNMP. That's how they communicate it. Here you give the information to the server, which server it communicates here. You see it here, there's a trap link where it tells where all the information from this analyzer go to the server, where is inteliPhy installed. Then you can also do that, and what I always say, and that's very important today, security. Security, please change the password as soon as possible from admin to whatever your security guidelines are, but change it. Good. If you have done everything here, we can log out. So we have done nearly now everything what has done with the hardware, also inteliPhy monitor. The next step were now to add this infrastructure in our software. It's the last point to connect the hardware with our software, and now I hope you get all the information that you can do the next time the installation without any problems. Thank you and have a good time.